Alright, so once you launch SAP Easy Access, go ahead. If you have if you guys have this book here, this book is very helpful. This I Am San Diego book that Cam created for us. I use this book on the daily whenever I'm doing my job. It helps me do it very efficiently. Alright, so here's where you want to.
Sorry, where do you put the IW38?
Let's go back. So if you don't have it saved in your favorites, we can search it up here through the binoculars.
Okay.
But there is a T-code sheet, I believe, inside of this book that you can use to navigate.
Okay.
So in this case, I'm going to go down to the IW38, which is also saved under my favorites. Here I'm going to put in your main work center for the dept.
Because you have to take it. So IW.
And I got your main work center out of this book here.
38. You're in 38, right?
Yes,
Okay.
IW38. Right, so first you want to go to your SAP Easy Access screen. Put everyone here. All right. So let's just say one of you guys experienced a failure. So you send one of your operators out and you needed to create a notification to replace the pillow block. So first things first, you want to use T-code IW21 to create a notification. And if you don't have it on your favorites, you can also go back and put it into your cell here. Okay, so once you get into your Create PM Notification initial screen, if you don't know your notification type, just go ahead and click on your magnifying glass here. PUD is always classified right at the bottom on the PUD asset or correct master data. So all of our stuff is classified PUD. For us, we're doing a corrective, so it'll be UC. Double click UC. After that, just hit enter. It'll take you to the notification screen. Here's where we're going to put a short text in here just to let them know what we're going to do here. So we're going to replace pillow block. All right. So the functional location, if you don't know, you can use this Matchbox. For me, it takes a long time, so I'm pretty much old school. I use this book here that I told you guys about.
You're going to be faster now.
Okay, no problem. If you need me to slow down, just let me know. Okay, utilizing this book here that Gail gave us, I'm going to go ahead and enter the functional location.
And where is that in the book?
On page 112. 112, you'll find all the point Loma functional locations.
What, so far you have
112.
112? Do you have a 112, Mr. Snow?
I do, but I don't know where it is.
Okay, so you don't have a 112 so far.
Well, I mean, there is a one.
Okay, it may be 111, maybe?
Is it listed at 111?
Is it what you were showing me?
Yeah. Wow.
So it's 88.
Okay, so you are on.
Are you confused?
Okay.
So-
this is 88.
88?
For this particular, yeah, so it's the 88 or whatever.
Okay, yes, so this one here?
No, it'd be, yeah, this one here.
71?
PL 71.
71?
Yeah, PL 71.
Page what?
What page?
88. Oh, actually, it's listed on 89.
According to Steve,
Yeah, it's right here.
PL 71. So we're working
So Point Loma Golf Building Facility?
Yeah, all my building facilities are.
FO 596.
At Point Loma are 71, PL 71. Okay, so where do I go from here, Steve? Notification, where do I do?
found it?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Question please,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, just, you're not getting the same screen you're getting.
Correct.
So, click on in this screen, when you click on the magnifying lens, third-party lens. Yeah, and then it asks you what kind, and then you have to know what kind of notification. So he said this one was corrective, so you see.
So functional location.
Yeah, functional location. Steve, what page is that?
89.
89
For
for you
the-
guys with the newer books.
Okay.
And we're gonna use functional location F1081-ST.
Gas booster, Second Street facility.
Is that the correct one we're gonna use for that pillow block? Okay.
So you kind of just have to get familiar with,
With the functional locations.
yeah.
Good.
Okay, you guys enter your functional location yet? All right, so once you enter your functional location, we're gonna need to enter the priority. It just depends on the technicality of the catastrophic failure. So we can use emergency or medium. For the most part, we're using medium. At the bottom, you wanna put an object part and a damage code. So for your damage code, you can go ahead and use this query box on the right. Here we can pick one of these codes, and they also have a drop down, so ours is gonna be a mechanical failure, so let's go to the bottom and click mechanical, and there's a huge drop down here. Let's just use D016 just for broken. We'll double click on that.
What's the number you using?
Broken,
D01.
Oh,
D0.
It's, I'm trying to select a priority as medium, but it's not taking it.
We won't take the medium?
Neither one, anyone, I mean, even emergency. I keep selecting see medium, but it doesn't show.
Because you don't have, you have to put your short text in. So let's just say.
I'll never do this again.
Okay,
So,
now,
I think I need to capture
okay, so now you can. Yeah, and then we're gonna. Yeah. Mechanical, drop down. So we'll drop down, just like drop down. Alright. Alright, so in our text, we're just gonna say, replace pillow block again. Is it grayed out? Yours is grayed out?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and bypass that. There we go. There we go. Next, we're gonna click in the cause box, and we can use it magnifies to search the text. Again, we're gonna go back to mechanical.
What happened?
This one, we can just choose C098, malfunction. And from this point, once you have all that information entered, you can go ahead and save it. But once you save, you're gonna take note of your notification number. Your notification number is gonna pop up at the bottom left of your screen after you save it.
Do you want them to really save it?
No, I'm just,
Okay, okay.
just me.
Okay, if you saved it, write the number down, because we're gonna have to cancel it.
So I'm gonna show you how to cancel notifications.
Okay.
So wait, so when you go under cause, and then you go to mechanical, And then you choose it?
You want me to do
Yes.
this now?
No,
Hit mechanical,
I mean.
and there's another, there's some more text at the bottom, we're just gonna use malfunction.
Oh, you have to write it here. The
Yeah.
select function, okay. So you do.
All right, so once we've created our notification, we're going to use T code IW20, I want to say 22 to change it. Yeah, IW22, so we're going to go back. And just in case if you don't know your work order number, we can go back on the SAP home screen here. Go to the top of your bar, type in IW22. The notification that we just created is going to pop up in that screen. So just in case you forgot to save it, it's going to pop up here. So,
If we don't have it, should we type it in?
yeah, go ahead and use IW21, 22. Why not, y'all delete yours right now? So we don't have to worry about it, just watch this thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that's the number I'm giving everybody to use right now.
Oh, the work ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but,
Yeah.
I couldn't go back. Well, I have to go.
You see your work?
Pam, it says that you locked it.
I
So
did?
only one person can open it at a
Oh.
time.
Okay, so no problem. You guys go ahead and use T code IW23. We'll use that for you, so you guys can just view it.
Okay.
IW23?
Yes.
So there's a lot.
Okay. Since you guys are not in the live stream anymore, you're just gonna be able to view it. Just watch my screen and I can show you what we're gonna do from this point. From here, we're gonna release the notification. With this green, we're gonna click on the green flag here. Once we click on the flag, you wanna hit save again. So now the notification has been saved. You wanna go back into your notification again. And okay. So from this point, we want to change this notification into a work order. So what we're going to do is click on this little piece of paper here next to the order box. Once we click on this paper, it's going to create a work order from our notification, so we don't have to go back into the work order screen and input all this information again. So once you click on the create, it's going to bring up this information here about the ePort work order. What you want to do is hit your green check. Look at your information here, make sure everything is correct. Go ahead and hit your green check again. And now it's created a work order. So from your work order, now we're able to procure items, procure stock items and everything like that. Yes.
So who has the ability to change it into the work order?
The works lead. So supervisors or your crew like PT2s or
Okay,
grades.
so I would be able, I should be able to.
Yes,
So-
yes. You are a works lead, so you have full access. But Pam, we need to get him ME 52 and 54 in.
Okay.
Okay, from this point, we're gonna procure a stock item. You wanna look at your handout Pam gave you in regards to the stock items, ordering the stock item.
So maybe just did this make it work? Yeah, so just created a work order.
Yeah, from that notification, you create a notification, change that notification over to a work order. All right, so once you come into your work order screen, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and release your work order so it's saved in the system. Otherwise, once we go to our component tabs and add our components, they will not save unless the order is released. So you want to go ahead and click on your green check flag here, hit your save button again. It's going to close you out of the work order. So go ahead and hit enter, go ahead and hit enter, go back into your notification, hit your pencil icon here, and it's going to take you back into your corrected work order. From here, we're going to procure a stock item. So what you want to do is click on your components tab.
Anthony?
Yes.
Are they able to follow
No.
on?
No,
or
not-
follow along?
No.
We can't follow on our computer with the.
Where is this procedure in the book somewhere too?
No.
It's not.
We can work order rules and all that. We can create and just delete it later.
Yeah,
If that's what you like.
because this one, you're gonna create it anyway.
This is kind of the key thing we want to do, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys want to actually work on a work order doing this function?
we'll be able to follow in with you on the computer that we have, would be nice.
Okay, so,
Or if we had, you know, like a follow along,
yeah,
You have handouts in
we
front.
have a handout.
so this procedure, this
Yeah, this
handout?
procedure's on the
Oh,
handout.
that's what I was trying to ask.
Okay.
Ordering stock items.
So
right?
where is it in the handout?
Ordering stock items.
There we go.
We're on page 2 of the handout.
All right, glad I asked. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so with the handout, follow me with the handout, so I'm going to here, you want to go into your components tab area. You notice, since we don't know our component number, what you want to do is go ahead and get your magnifying glass to the right of the cell. Here's where you want to put a description of the part that you're looking for. So in our training here, we're looking for multi-purpose zip ties. So we're just gonna go in here, under the description, you wanna type in the asterisk for your wild card, type in cable, multi. Okay, asterisk, let's see what we find here.
Anthony,
Yes.
when you do the wild card, you always have to have both.
Yes, you want to have one in the beginning and one at the
Okay.
end. You always have to have 2 wild cards.
Okay.
So your description has to be between both of the asterisks. Yes. Okay, so in this case, we're looking for impact stock number 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 item down. So once you find your stock item that you're looking for with the correct description, in this case, we're looking for a 30-inch zip tie. Go ahead and double click on your item. It'll self-populate in the component area. From that point, you want to put your required quantity. We're on page 4. Okay, so in this case, we're going to need a pack. So we're just going to put 1 under the UM, which is unit of measure. Go ahead and click the matchbox here and scroll down for your measure unit. In this case, since the zip ties are sold in packs, we're looking for PK. All right, here it is here, pack. So once you double click on that, that's going to self-populate. For your storage location, it's going to default to wherever you're working at, basically. So from this point, you want to go ahead and hit enter. If you notice, everything's self-populated on its own. But if you want to check availability for these zip ties, what you can do is go over to your storage location area, which is MC03, click in the box, hit the matchbox next to it, and it'll show you which warehouse and which location, and these are the quantities that they have in stock. Okay. And so in this case, we're just going to wipe from Mach 3 since that's my home base. From here, you're just going to hit save. Once you hit save, it's going to take you out of your work order. Go ahead and hit enter to go back in. Now you want to check for a reservation number. So once you notice your item has been saved, go ahead and double click on your line item number, which is 0010, to identify your reservation number. From this point, you want to take note of their reservation number, and once you send your storeroom clerk an email with your reservation number, and they'll get your items for you. So at that point, you guys have just procured a stock item
From the warehouse.
from the warehouse. Let's do one more. In your case, let's just look up a spark plug for this.
Are there any approval levels on this?
No. Not for stock items.
Anthony, why don't you do one of their Hawthorne?
Okay, that's the one we're right now. Okay, so yesterday I received an email with some of the items that you guys procured. In this case, I'm just gonna look at your quote and see if I can see if there's any of these items in the system. So here, let's just look. One item that I know is here is a spark plug. So let's again click into your components area, hit your magnifying glass. Again, go into your material description. put your asterisks in. Type in spark plug. The noun is plug. Spark. Okay, change the asterisks and search. Nothing. Okay. Let's try the plug. Let's see.
It's the asterisk that's important.
Yes, the asterisk, that's your wild card. All right, here we go. Spark plug. In this case, we're looking for a specific part number. I know yours is 243-4291. Okay, so you can just browse through the list here. If you know which one it is, then you have to go through all of the spark plugs. If not, I'm pretty sure we can pinpoint it, right? Ryan Ashton? All the way down to the exact item, like
Filter?
okay, so what we need to do is go back, hit the magnifying glass, use your asterisk, spark plug, let's put in this part number.
Brian, can you look on the point level list and then,
Oh,
Just take out the number.
take out the numbers? Or use it in the binoculars?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe, let's see, maybe you can type in the part number here.
A specific size or something?
Yes, yeah, it's like non-big.
Did you guys utilize impact when you guys were purchasing items before? No, you just bought them yourselves?
Yeah.
You just bought all your materials yourselves?
But it's a certain type, it has a.
So that might be.
It used to be in the system.
Again,
That's what I'm saying, was it an impact stock number?
Yes, there
If
was.
you guys have any of your impact old stock numbers, we can reference all of those into the new system.
I
Yeah.
got 12 items.
For that number?
I put normal for what, spark plug?
Yeah. There should
Got
be
spark
like
plug, vapor gas in it, spark plug,
243-4291.
no.
No, the part number has changed over the years. For Hawthorne,
Okay.
they, or Caterpillar changed their numbers and
Okay.
stuff, but it's the,
It's a vapor spark plug or what? Boiler igniter.
no, it's for a gas engine.
Gasket pedal spark plug,
Yeah.
Yeah.
220,
93083.
what's that?
22093.
083. Just type it in here. See if the description is what.
220?
Just type in the components.
Okay.
See if that's what they're looking for.
220?
93083.
That it?
Let's just use this one. That's what it is. All right, go ahead and hit enter, put your quantity. Let's just say you need a total of 60. Go ahead and put your quantity in. Let's go ahead and check the storage location to see which warehouse has quantity on hand. In this case, no one. No one. All right.
So those put on the material though?
Check the MRP.
No, just, we'll get a better description. So go, you guys wanna know exactly what materials are, you double click into the material and you'll go to the purchase order text. That'll give you more of a clear, detailed description. As we can see, this one is gasket metal, spark plug, manufacturers can be Caterpillar. You know, so just to get more detailed into your materials and seeing if there's a specific, you know, metrics and units that you guys need, this gives you a more vague description when you're looking for materials in there. As Anthony just showed you, searching for quantities within the system, you can search through that matchbox and look at different locations. Even if you order a material and it doesn't have a quantity showing at that location, the following day a purchase rate is going to generate. So that will let our notify our buyer that that is in the queue and needs to be purchased, and once he reviews his report, he'll go ahead and purchase that material to get your guys' location. But if you guys do have any of your old impact numbers, Give them over to the warehouse there and just let them review and cross-reference, and we can put together, you know, a spreadsheet for all the materials that you guys
I wanna say.
prior purchase to us.
I think there is a parts list on the G drive.
There's a parts list on the G drive, there's a parts list,
There
all
is,
through
right?
Impact, so
Okay.
there's many resources and ways you guys can utilize them. But go through the warehouse, I mean, they're very familiar with what you guys purchase, you know, at you guys' facilities.
And I believe Art or Joel has a binder
Well,
that has the
Tom-
old number and the new number.
Right, for all the parts for the guy. And if you know, let's just say you know one of the numbers off the top and you wanna go ahead and put it in the system yourself, again, hit your
Why
magnifying.
not a stock item?
Say that again?
I said, is there a way for the system to verify whether a non-stock item versus stock item?
No, the system won't catch it, it's pretty much, it's end user friendly, so you would have to know if this item is a stock item, so if you don't know, or you can use our legacy system, Impact, search, Impact storage locations, and you will be able to pick up your stock number from there, and then put it over into the system under old material descriptions, and it'll give you your new material number. But in this case, we're not procuring a stock item, so this is a non-stock item, meaning this is not in any of our warehouse locations. So from this point, the system's gonna give you an error box, asking you is the purchasing data the purchasing data is incomplete. We know that because we have to enter all the rest of the information at the top. So go ahead and hit your green check. From here, we're gonna enter the price using our quote. So again, we're looking at our quote, determining the price. Price was $665. All right, here's where you're gonna put your material group. If you don't know your material group number, go ahead and hit your magnifying glass again. Here you want to go into your binoculars box. Here we can type in meters, megameters. Let's see if it'll pop up. No, okay. Let's type. Doesn't like none of our description, let's type in electrical. All right, electrical. So from here, we can use one of the material groups. The easiest one I'm thinking is to use electrical cable and accessories. Since the megameter would be like an accessory to electrical material group, we go ahead and use this one. Double click on that material group. From here, you want to enter your goods recipient. So this is the person that's going to actually receive the item. So let's just say, Steve, if you're buying the, you know, this megameter for one of your operators, or you'll put the operator's name here, and then you'll put your name here as a requisitioner. Here's where you're going to enter your item.
Can it be the same person?
Yes, it could be. Here's where you're going to enter your material vendor material number. In this case, it is /2. Okay, and then for the GL account, I normally use the old school GL information. As you can see, the system is kind of finicky when you're searching for different things. So just for time management, I'll go and use my binder and type and find my GL. But in this case, we're going to use 511082, which is for electrical materials. For vendors, if you don't know your vendor, again, hit your magnifying glass. And we can go down to name, and let's just say we're looking for Gray Bar. Again, you want to use your asterisk. Gray Bar. For some reason, it's not coming up. All right, well, using the handout, we're just gonna type in the vendor material on it. underwriting number. In this case, it is 1002610.
Yes.
All right. At this point, go ahead and save all of your information. Save your work order. It's going to close you back out again. Go through all the prompts, say yes. It's going to kick you back out to your notification. Enter your notification again. Hit your pencil for change. Here you're going to get this message to update recording and funds management. Go ahead and get your green check. That's letting you know that you have just entered an item, a non-stock item you're wanting to procure this material. So again, you want to click on your line item here, which is 0030. In this box, we're going to record our PR number. Well, it's going to ask you, in this case, it's asking us, do we want to change our proposed storage location? You always want to say no, because if you say yes, it's going to default back to wherever your home base is. So we're going to say no, because we want to keep that VRSL inside of that box. So again, you want to take note of your purchase record number here, which is at the bottom. Go ahead and hover over it, Control-C to copy it. Take note of that number, your PR number, back out of your notification and your work order. So again, you want to back out. Now, from that point of recording your purchase requisition number, you want to use T code ME52N to complete all of your PR information. So again, you want to come up here to PR for PM work order. You want to hit this match box here to input the number that we copied. So hit your match box, Control-V. You notice the number, the requisition number changed in the box. Once you paste it in, go ahead and hit enter. Now this is where we're going to put all of our purchasing data information, your customer data. So if you notice on the short text, this is our battery operated megometer. Here's where we're going to enter all of our tax information. So if you're following along with me, I am on page 12. I'm on page 12. Okay. So on page 12, on the second box, scroll down to the bottom of the page. On the right side of your screen, locate the customer data tab or customer data dropdown, which is going to be all the way over to your right, or you can use this box here, and it'll give you all of your areas here in this box. So you want to click on customer data. Here's where we're going to enter our tax information. Using your quote, you're going to see if the vendor's charging you taxes, and if they are, go ahead and click in this box here, click your match box, so you can identify if this material is going to be tax exempt or taxable. In most cases, we're purchasing material from a vendor is going to be taxable. Again, it's going to, at the bottom of your tax code, the system wants to know, is this a public works contract? We're not working with public works or anything like that, so go ahead and click no. So again, we can click the magnifying glass too to search the entry, so we're going to click no. Is this service related? No, we're just buying materials. So again, hit your magnifying glass and double click on no. Okay, at this point you entered all of your purchasing information. Once you enter your customer data information, your purchasing information, then you want to go up top and enter your quote for services for objects.
Anthony, I'm sorry, so service related, what would be a yes?
For instance, let's just say you want to have Hawthorne come out and refurbish one of your motors.
So if they're providing labor?
Right.
If they're providing, okay, that would be service. Okay.
Yes, service related.
They're doing service, not us doing service.
Right, your
Okay.
vendor. Yes. All right. So once you enter all of your your customer data, you want to go up to top to your services for object and upload your quote. So, once you go into your services for objects, you wanna go into,
So before you go out there, if you did hit service related, then you'd have to go into your HR contracting out form?
yes,
Okay.
okay, this is a little bit different. Okay, so once you go into your services for objects, you wanna go ahead and click, hover over create and add attachment. Once you go into this box here, you're looking for PDF, your MMM documents PDF. So you wanna double click on your PDF area. From the drop down, go ahead and locate wherever you save your quotes. For me, it will be right here. So from this area here, what you would need to do is grab one of your quotes. Once you grab it using your left click on your mouse, you want to drag it over until this box here. Once you drag it over, it will save it. It will save your quote in the area. I'll show you how to do it. I'm just going to grab a random quote. So from here, I'm just going to grab it, drag it over, and drop it in this open sheet of page, this open sheet here, and it's going to upload. Once it's uploaded, it'll show up in your objects, right? Show up in the objects,
Should
right?
be attachment list.
Because mine is, this is different from my screen. Yeah, I want to attachment list. Well, here it is. It'll show up right here under your third icon, which is your attachment list. So in this area here is where all of your quotes are. All right, after you upload your quote, go ahead and hit save. Go ahead and hit your green check, your check mark. All right, so your item you have entered all of your customer data. What you want to do now is go back into your T code NE54N. NE52N is just to identify all of your customer data for your vendor. So double click on NE54N. It's going to take you to your release screen. Here's where we're going to release the document over to our second line approver. So once you see this green check with the pencil mark here, we're good to go. So what you want to do here is just go ahead and click on that icon. And if you see at the bottom, it says release effective with release code IN. So that means we're good to go. So from here, you want to go ahead and hit your save again. Click your green check mark. From this point, you want to send your approver an email with your PR number, which is your PR, this is your PR number, your purchase requisition number. You want to send that over to your approver, and from there, your approver can go ahead and approve your purchase, and then from that point, it goes down to PNC, and then PNC will approve it, and later on, it'll send you an email letting you know that your purchase, your PO has been released. So that, my friends, you guys have just purchased a non-stock item, or been shown how to purchase a non-stock item. Next, we're going to procure a service. It's pretty much the same method as this. The only thing different is we're adding an HR number. All right, I'm going to go out of this page here. We're going to work with the same work order in case if you didn't take note of it or anything like that. Go ahead and click on IW32. Your work order should pop up. So populate in your order box. Go ahead and hit enter. You'll see an updated record for funds management. We know because we just procured a non-stock part, which was the mega meter. Go ahead and hit your green check to go back into your work order. Go into your components tab, and here's where we want to enter your service item. This one's called All right, starting on page 2. Under our description, we're going to type in reconditioned motor. All right, so the requirement quantity for this motor is going to be 1, because we're only going to recondition 1 motor today. Again, you want to put your unit measuring, which is each. Again, your item category is going to be in for non-stop. As you can see, I'm not going into the matchbox, I'm using the space bar because SAP is such a smart system, it recognizes all of your last entries. All right, so go into your storage location area, hit your space bar, and there it is. From this point, hit enter. All right, we're back into our customer data area. So again, the system will give you this error box. Go ahead and hit the green check to say okay. We're going to enter the price. In this case, if you're following me, we're on page 4. The price is $7,000. All right, material group again. You use your magnifying glass to find your material group. If you notice, this material group starts with a 731. Most of the service material groups start with the 7. All right. This recipient is going to be, again, whoever it is you're buying the item for. Requisitioner is the person that's entering this data, which is myself. Here, under the vendor material number, since we're procuring a service, there is no part number. So we're just going to type in service. For the GL, all GLs for services start with 512. So 512-059. Services. The vendor we're using, I think is Chase. All right. Again, the system's going to default your value change. Go ahead and say, do you want to change your proposed storage location? Do we want to change our storage location on this area here? What do you guys think?
No.
We want to change our storage location? No, we don't, because if we do, it's going to default back to our home base, and it's going to screw up our PR. So in this case, we're going to say no. All right, can the delivery date be met? Realistically, delivery date 2/14, right? No, that's Valentine's Day. Yes, it can be met. All right, from this point, you have just entered all of your purchasing information. You want to go up to the top of your work order and hit save. All right, error calculating the cost for work order number 131426. Okay, you just want to go ahead and say yes. Warning and commitment check, see cost log. Do you want to save this item? Yes. All right. So again, it's going to close you out of your work order. What you need to do is go back into your work order by hitting enter. It's going to let you know that we have recorded some funds management. Go ahead and hit your green check. From this area, we're going to go back into your components tab. Take note of your PR number. Again, go back into your purchasing data tab. At the bottom, hover over your PR. Control C to copy it. Go back out of your work order. From this point, we're going to go into T code ME52N so we can put in all of our customer data. All right. Again, we want to hover over the matchbox, but in this case, we are working with the same PR. So if we weren't on the same page, we will go back into these matchboxes here. Control V to paste our PR number, hit enter. Boom, here we are. Okay, if you notice, we have 2 items under our short text box here. So what you want to do is use your arrows here to go to your service line. So go ahead and hit your down arrow to go to your recondition of the motor. All right, from this point, we want to enter our customer data. So again, either we can use this quick little icon here, or we can use the arrows to click over. Again, click on your customer data tab. Here's where we're going to enter our tax information. For services, for some services, I've seen some services being taxed, but in this case, this is not a taxable item. So again, you want to click on your matchbox. We're tax exempt here. Is this a public works contract? No. Is this service related? Yes, it is. All right. From here, this is where we're going to enter our HR number. And if you don't know your HR number, we can click here. Go into your HRE form box here. We will type in the asterisk and hit enter. as the system is searching for all of the HR numbers. All right, so these are all of our HR numbers that are in the system. Okay, so in this case, we are looking for
So if you're normally doing, like if your quote is with a company that you've done in the past, can you search under like Hawthorne?
yes. Yes. I'll click back real quick. You forgot your vendor name, go ahead and go here. Okay, so what I just did is, I noticed, oh man, I forgot the vendor that I was working with. So I went back into my source of supply. I took note of the vendor ID number. I controlled and I copied the vendor ID number. I'm going to use it in my customer data tab. So under your HR contracting out e-form, again, type in your asterisk, go ahead and hit enter. Sorry. Okay, so from here you can type in your vendor name, which is Hawthorne. Let's see if it will pop up. Let's see.
It's just,
Oh, shit, my bad. All right, there we go. All right. Fat finger to keys, okay. So now we're looking for, okay, so if you notice there's a couple of Hawthorns in here. If you click this, the find again with the binoculars with the check, we're looking for 2000 department number here. So if you notice, this is for construction equipment rental or leasing. So we're not trying to rent any equipment. So we want to go ahead and hit the binoculars with the check, with the plus sign, to forward it to the next Hawthorne title. So again, if you look at the department number, we're always using 2000. So these numbers that you see with the 2115, those are not our department numbers. So just go ahead and use your find again until you come up on a 2000 number. Okay, vehicle maintenance and repair service. Nope, it's not our department. Okay, so this, in your case, this would be your HR number for Hawthorne, 4516. And that would be your HR number for Hawthorne. So then that's how you would find it. And in this case, I'm going to use, I know my vendor ID number, so if you remember, I went back into my source of supply. I took note of my vendor ID number. I'm going to paste it in there, hit enter, and it's going to give me all of my HR numbers for Cabrillo Enterprise. So in this case, we are, well, we're just going to use this HR number. And once you find your HR number, you want to go ahead and double click it, and it's going to self-populate into your HR contracting out area. Go ahead and save it.
How does it know that it's the right HR number?
Because it will match up with your material group number, which you entered in the beginning. See, your material group number here should match your HR contracting out e-form. And that's pretty much it of entering the service line. And again, you want to add your quotes. So before you close it out, make sure all your quotes are added, everything's in place, and you should be good to go. And that's pretty much how you enter a service line. Any questions? we're gonna go over how to create a reservation.
So, creating reservations in SAP now is exactly the same way if you guys ever order parts from Central Stores. It hasn't changed at all, so the exact same way of doing that process. We like to encourage everyone in the city to order their parts through work orders, but as you can see, some divisions, routes are all brand new, they don't know how to do it. So another way of grabbing the material that you guys need is creating reservations. That T code is MB21. That's to create reservations. But if you guys are all SAP savvy, I've ran into people that like to do the menu tree. So if you want to know where it originates at in the menu tree, it's under logistics, material management, inventory management, and then reservation. But, you know, it's just easier to type in MB21. I have those people that want to know how to find it in the menu tree, so that's how you do it. It's MB21. So, you guys should all have access to MB21. I don't think nobody, you don't.
Sure, I know, right?
Really? Yeah. Oh,
If you do not, then let me know, and we'll, and then if
you
you
guys
guys.
can order stuff, right?
Well, I do now because I'm paying with all.
Oh, man. Okay, so everyone's gonna get their password and sign on. And we'll log in as spam. For everybody else, so let me make this easier. Bottom right, I can show you what T codes I'm in. Okay. So I'm in MB21. This is what it looks like. The needed fields to progress this through, you have to enter the movement type. That movement type, if you're not creating it from a work order, is always going to generate from a cost center. So it's always 201. Plant is CSD2, it's always going to be CSD2 since we're public utilities. And just enter it through, click it, or click the green arrow, or check mark. And then it brings you into the second page of MB21. Is this bicycle? Click. Okay, so the information you want to put in, the goods recipient is you. It is sensitive. I've seen people put in their names in there, what have you, but when you come to the warehouse and you don't enter it as SAP recognizes your username, same username to log on to the computer, it'll give us an error and we can't issue it to you. It's techie. So if I want to know how the system recognizes my name, I just enter Samson. Asterisk not needed. Click enter. There's me. So it comes out at R Samson. It's very specific. Or I'll put it under Anthony. So I'll send him to pick up my stuff. Okay, then you also want to enter your cost center. I'm not really familiar with your guys' cost center, but I'm sure. To run a query. I remember back in MPAC, all the cost centers were 2000. I think those still have changed, but since I don't know what your guys' number is, I'll just run a query by putting an asterisk at the end. I believe Point Loma
217 at the end.
217. Yeah, 217.
Yeah, I think so.
Fund, so you want to enter goods recipient, cost center, and the funding. Again, I know it's always 200 or something.
No, it's
7?
70001.
Oops. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah,
7000001.
Oh, okay.
No.
That should run it. No, never mind.
5 zeros.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, back up. The last zero is a 1.
There you go. So now you want to plug in the material. And you don't know what the material is, so I always ask this question every time someone new comes in the warehouse, and their problem is we don't know the material number, we don't know what you're especially. So then I tell them to go into MB52, use that T code because it'll give you a description, the materials that are in the warehouse. So I open a new window, I use that T code, MB52. Let's say you guys go to the warehouse in Point Loma, you guys see the storekeeper stock clerk over there. This is how you look at the system for the parts that are in Point Loma. Remove that material, just enter the plant, CSD2. So it's going to be CSD2, Point Loma. For me, since I'll pretend that I'm new, I don't know what's in the warehouse, I'd rather take this because the defaulted, this is always going to be checked. But I like to uncheck it so it'll show me all the materials in there, because if that remains checked, you'll only see a whole list of materials that are in the system. Maybe the one that you're looking for is in there, but it's not on the shelf, so uncheck it. It'll just give you a whole list of everything. And you just run it by hitting this clock. Quite a few stuff. Let's take this time. So there it is. So you'll see all the items that have zero stock or have stock, but everything in that warehouse is here. Now it's a big list, so if you want to dumb it down, what's an example? Let's do pump. Click that binoculars at the top. And this is universal. Those binoculars go for any T code, anything you want to search for. It's like a Control F in Word, you know, or Control F in the internet. I'll find whatever word you're looking for. So here I'll use pump. And I'll give you all the list of every pump in there. Now, the descriptions is kind of vague because it's limited to 40 characters in the short text. But if you want to see a full description of that part, that's probably in the warehouse and maintenance. They know what they're looking for. They know us. This is all we go by, and we really can't tell you much since we're just warehouse staff. But if you want to go into detail what they are, let's say this sub pump right here, 3-inch sub pump. This is all you're going to see, but you don't know what it is. You want to copy that number, 80165, and we only utilize 3 major T codes, so that's a third one. Material description, MM03. You plug in any one of these numbers in that T code, it'll give you a bigger description of what it is. So, for an example, this 3 sub 80165. New T code, MM03. And if it's too difficult, then the store clerk over there can help you out. Pretty quick. MM03. This is the material display screen. Plug in that number. There's that short text. You're only limited to that amount, but if you go to purchase order text, it should give you a more detailed description of what it is. This is the same description that the buyer would utilize to purchase this equipment if you guys need it. Copy, paste, send that quote out. So this is usually what what T code I use every time I work with some of the maintenance people. Pinpoint what specific part they're looking for. That's that screen. So that's how you look for one. And if you find that specific number that you do have, you go back to the MB21 screen and you put that in there. So I'll say that pump. Quantity and oil 1. Actually, this blank. The slot stands for storage location. You want to put Point Loma, since you're over there. And for testing purposes, I'm going to push it through. I'll have my boss review it later. Oh. That's fine. Okay. So when you push it through, well, the system is already just gave me a warning. That's new. That's never happened before, but you could